Hello everybody, Radio Card Game here, and welcome to this new video about Guardragon. Of course, this time, instead of deck builds and analysis and stuff, this time we will be talking about the combos, the practice time. And so, of course, this video will be about the combos of the Pure build, which I talked about in the last video, which link I will leave you in the description below. So if you didn't watch it yet, feel free to check it out before watching this one. And also I will leave you the link of the analysis of the deck, where I talk about the deck in general, the new cards that came out instead of the Pure that is way too different from the cards, of course, that Konami give us. So yeah, enough rambling, let's jump into the first replay, which, as I told you in the previous video again, will be the Gandora FTK, which is one card away from being TCG legal. Again, this replay doesn't, this FTK and all of my replays don't use needle fiber. We just need one of the two Link to Dragon monsters, the Dragonity one, Romulus, or Celestial Spheres, the erratic one. Just one of them, and this deck will be playable. But unfortunately, yeah, we don't have those cards yet. But maybe, just maybe, they will bring us, they will give us one of them in Savage Strike, since Guardragon are coming out. So just before clicking again play, I just want to point out one thing. This FTK requires Wyvern Bastion in your hand, because you cannot do it with Collapse Serpent or Levionia. Of course, you can do the FTK with them if you draw another extender, but you specifically need a Chaos Monster to banish monster from your graveyard, because then you need to banish Wyvern, Eclipse Wyvern from your graveyard with Collapse Serpent, because Collapse Serpent require a light monster to be banished and Eclipse Wyvern is light. And since you don't have Eclipse Wyvern in the beginning of this combo, you cannot start with Collapse Serpent because you need that fourth monster in order to go into Summon Sorceress. Again, here, as you can see, Collapse Serpent will be added to your hand, and then with Summon Sorcerer you special summon Eclipse Wyvern, which will banish Levionia, not Gandora. We will use twice. We will use Eclipse Wyvern twice. So you then link summon into Crusadia Equimax, which will become Magias, and you will summon Collapse Serpent, banishing Eclipse Wyvern, which will give you from your banished zone Levionia. Then you go into Sparta. Sparta will move LP summon with Crusader Draco, and then again you your course summon Dark Matter Dragon, which will send to the graveyard exactly Eclipse Wyvern and Red MD. The third monster is not important actually, because as you can see here, I sent the Struder, but it's not relevant because we already used its effect. So you need to send to the graveyard Eclipse Wyvern in order to banish, as you can see here. Eclipse Wyvern will banish Gandora X, and then of course you banish Eclipse Wyvern alongside a couple of other two Dragon Light monsters to special summon Levionia. And since you use only light monsters, as you can see in the text left bottom here, and if you only use light monster, you can special summon monster from your graveyard, and you will special summon Red and D from your graveyard. So this combo doesn't use PST, the level 1 Guardragon, the special summon from the graveyard or the banished zone. You just send to the graveyard MD and then summon back with Levionia. And you special summon again Crusader Equimax. So keep in mind that you have to activate Draco's effect when you special summon it from your hand in the zone that Crusader Spada points to, in order to retrieve from your graveyard Equimax and put it back into your extra deck. Then Equimax will be 8800, and with Red MD effect, you special summon Gandora, and here we are. Boom. Your opponent doesn't get even its first turn. Really funny, huh? Isn't it? This combo, of course, can be used only with one Dragon type Link monster that points bottom left and bottom right, but and we don't have none of them, so this deck is not TCG yet, but I hope it will be. I mean, I don't hope that another FTK will be viable, but I mean, for the deck, I hope that one of the two Link to Dragon type monsters will come out here in the TCG. Now I will show you the combo with Nuit, which of course, as I said in the previous videos, is the best opener in your hand, combo starter. So you target it with Destruder and will special summon a monster from your hand, from your deck, sorry. You special summon Draco. Draco, of course, can be whatever extender, Eastern Fusion, or whatever other cards, also Guardragon. Then you combo off, as you can see, you abuse Red MD special summon from your graveyard, new it again, as in order to have another monster in your at the end of your combo in order to exit summon. And you, with Dark Matter Dragon, you send Destruder again. It can be whatever monster, Archgrave Dragon, and Amorphage Goliath. In the following turn, in your opponent's turn, during the standby phase, you will activate Archgrave effect and reborn Amorphage Goliath. One thing that I want to point out, the first Skull didn't draw any card, because I don't think there is a point in doing that. I mean, we're not drawing cards with Skull Lead right now, since it's just a combo showcase, and we started with 3 cards and we will end up with none, since again, this combo just showcase the end board, the board you end with. But in actual duel, you can actually activate Skull Lead effect to draw a Skull Lead effect twice in order to draw 8 to dig into 8 cards into your deck, which is nuts in my opinion. You will always draw some good cards, some extenders, or even some backup plays for your following turn. And if you're lucky enough, I mean, it's not you have to be lucky, but you will draw 8 cards, so it's quite likely to draw in the little dragons, in the Chaos Dragons, Weaver Master, Collapse Serpent, which will give you some cards during the following turn in order to go back into the duel if your opponent actually managed to break your board. And one thing that I want to point out, if you draw Collapse Serpent or Weaver Master, the third dragon that you can send with Dark Matter Dragon can be Eclipse Wyvern, because as I show you in the deck build video, we actually play one Eclipse Wyvern, even if we don't play the Gandora FTK in this build. Since we need some space in the extra deck in order to do all these combos, this combo burns out a lot of your extra deck. And during the standby of your opponent's turn, you special summon Goliath. One thing that I want to point out again, for those of you that didn't watch the analysis video or the video about the deck build, so I summoned Salic Blast Dragon, which is 1800 attack. Its effect reads as follows: while this exit summon monster is on the field, your opponent cannot target monster you control with 2000 or more attack. With card effect, also they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. So it's basically all your monster with 2000 or more attack become Magic Spectre. But it is 1800. So how do you protect him? Of course, you special summon it under Skull Lead will trigger, and Sally's Photon Blast Dragon will gain 300 attack, and it will become 2100, so all your monsters are indestructible and untargetable. So the only way to break this board is actually Kaijus or those kind of removal. The second card is Evenly Matched, which of course is a meta relevant card, but it's not searchable and it's only 3 of, but it happens that your opponent draws it, of course. And again, the only quote-unquote actual way to break this board without using those cards is by battle. But all your monsters are quite big, if you ask me. I mean, 2800 attack, 2800 defense, 3050, 4300 attack. So if your opponent doesn't manage to break this board during your following turn, you're so likely to OTK basically your opponent, because if the commander stays on the field, during your turn, you can detach one exist material and it can attract twice. So pretty big board, if you ask me. I am pretty unbreakable, quote unquote. I mean, so yeah, your opponent's good, of course. This is just a replay. So the next combo that I want to show you is basically the same combo that I just showed you, but instead of Destrudo, you use Prominesis, which is way more powerful. Sorry, way more powerful than actually drawing into Destrudo, because then you can use Destrudo later and go for Synchro Summon. But no spoiler yet. I will show you the combo. As you can see, pretty much the same thing as before. You can, again, I repeat, you can still use for monster and use Skull Lead effect in order to draw some cards. Here I reborn Erratic Seal with Celestial Spheres. It doesn't matter which monster you reborn. It's just for bad manners. You draw 3 cards. I show you. This time I drew because I just needed free space on my field, so I use this effect. As you can see, reborn erratic Nuit, so it can activate its effect again since it left the field and it was bring back there. And from the Strudo which you sent this time with Dark Matter Dragon alongside again Archbrave Dragon and Amorphous Goliath, you use this Strudo's effect to target Nuit, and Nuit will trigger and special summon the normal monster, which should be a level 4 from your hand deck or graveyard. Then you will have, of course, Alexandrite, Nuit, and the Strudo. You will use Nuit and the Strudo, Alexandrite and the Strudo to special summon, to synchro summon into Dawn Dragster, which will negate a spell trap card effect. And then with War Chalice Guardragon, you will banish it will banish itself to special summon back from your graveyard Alexandrite Dragon or whatever normal dragon level 4 that you use. And then you, guess what, exit summon into Salig again. And then your following turn, in the standby phase of your opponent, you activate Archwave's effect and special summon Goliath from graveyard. So here, as you can see, since we have Dawn Dragster, which can negate a spell or trap card's effect, your opponent cannot break this board with evenly matched. So the only way to break this board is cards like Kaijus and stuff. At least at the moment that I played, at the moment I'm recording this video, there is no way other than Kaijus and Sphere modes to break this board. If you know some ways to break this board, of course, leave it in the comment section and we will talk about it. Of course, Dawn Dragster can only negate once, but of course, if your opponent has 2 cards to break this board, 2 spell or trap card to break this board, well, that just sucks, of course, and you had a bad day. Of course, here, your opponent's scope, it's just a showcase combo. So the next combo instead is without Nuit, and in order to for you to understand that this deck can also be played, this deck can also combo off without Nuit. And I just want to point out from this hand, the only card that I don't have at this right moment in my deck, and neither in the video about the combo and the deck choices that you can have. We don't use Garmides in the actual build. But White's here because it's just an extender as another. You can also use Crusader Draco or Eastern Fusion, whatever card. So let's play this video. It's important in this way, in this combo, to use Guardragon. I mean the actual War Chalice Guardragon. So you special summon, or you can even normal summon Alexandrite Dragon, because Imduk the War Chalice will give you an additional normal summon of War Chalice Guardragon, as you can see here. And if you normal summon, of course, if you're already normal summoned and you don't want to use its effect to normal summon again, you can still send it to the graveyard, and then Imduk will trigger its effect and special summon War Chalice Guardragon from your graveyard. So you use Guardragon effect, banish itself, reborn a normal monster, you go into summon sorceress and you target. Then you summon Prominesis, and then you use Prominesis first to go into LP or PC, it depends on the position you summon the monsters, and then you use Alexandrite. In this way, since Prominesis is in the graveyard and the normal monster is sent to the graveyard, it's special summon back from the graveyard. So you can use Red MD and from the deck bring out by LP, and you special summon level 4 from your graveyard in order to go into your rank 4 Stalig Blast Dragon at the end of the combo. You again go into Scalded and Dark Matter. Dark Matter would send from 3 monsters to your graveyard. Of course, the Strudo and Archbrave and Goliath. Again, of course, Goliath and Archbrave are the only 2 cards that you don't want to draw, that you never want to draw in your hand. Archbrave is still a monster you can summon, for example with Scalded, and send it to the graveyard. It will still trigger during the following turn, during your opponent's standby phase. But Goliath, if you draw Goliath, you're better off using Scalded's effect to draw 4 cards and shuffle Goliath back into the deck, because if you draw Goliath and you special summon it, and then it will leave the field except for exit summon, it will go to the extra deck phase up. So you basically lose in Goliath, which is one of your main win condition. So again, back to the video, you special summon a monster from your graveyard. I just special summon Garmides since we need the Strudo to be a level 4 in order to exit summon into Stalig. And as you can see here, this board feels kind of awkward because this board feels kind of awkward because you have a Garmides pair in your field here, a Red MD still on your field. I mean, Red MD cannot be destroyed by battle, targeted by card effect by your opponent, and it's 3100 attack, so it's quite hard to deal with. And your opponent better remove it from your field if he doesn't want you to reborn dragon monster from your graveyard in your following turn. And the weakest monster is PST here with just 1000 attack, but still your opponent cannot special summon from your Astro deck, and also all your dragon monsters except for PST and Garmidas, which are basically the weakest ones, cannot be destroyed by card effect, neither targeted. So it's quite hard to deal with this board again, even though it has a couple of cards that are quite useless. I mean, the only useless card here is Garmidas, basically, because in the following turn you can use Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon effect to reborn Dragon, and then you can still use PST, the Guardragon monster's effect, to special summon a monster from your graveyard. So you have to reborn in your following turn if PST doesn't die. So don't complain with that. I mean, so yeah, this has been the combo tutorial. Basically just 4 combos. I don't want to push you more, and also the combos are basically all the same things, just that the starters are different. And so I don't want to bother you too much. Of course, there will be other videos with other builds of Guardragon and again other combos, because I really love this deck and I really studied it a lot. I've been studying it a lot since it actually came out. Like the day that it came out, it's been announced from the OCG. I already started playing with it. So I really love this deck and I'm really looking forward to play this deck in real life. There will probably be a real life deck profile of this deck, and so let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about these combos. Let me know if you know other combos other than these ones, and again, write it in the comment section so we can talk about them, and maybe, just maybe, I can show you them. I can show them in one of my following videos about Guardragon, if you of course consent about it. And enough rambling. That's it for today, guys. 4 combos. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in your comment section below what you guys think about these combos, and what you would like to see. Which build would you like to see other than this one and the following ones that I want to spoil you, of course. I will keep it secret. Again, if you want to follow me, if you want to see other videos, subscribe to this channel if you're not yet, or even follow me on the new Instagram profile that I just made. I got some posts there and someone already following me. So I will be probably posting daily or not, once in a couple of days, just to keep up with you and with information that came out. And yeah, and of course previews of next videos and stuff. So enough rambling again, this time for real. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Leave a like and subscribe. I'm Radio Card Game, signing out.